Good morning. Um, Welcome to Friday. We made it. Um, yeah, it's been an interesting week. We got the SAG strike going on now. We got studio execs saying they want us all to be homeless, but that's cool. We're here. We're going to model stuff, right? So yesterday we made the tunnel system for a maglev train, and this is the one component of the rail that I brought over from that thing. And if you turn on the array, there's like an example of what it looks like. I really like that it kind of looks like a spine. I think that's cool, but you know, neither here nor there. I'm going to set our count to 3 so we get a good sense of it. So I brought it over so that we could model the train because there was a request for that, which is nice. I like getting requests. Um, yeah, so let's get started. Um, Scale is, we're going to base it on this more than a person, at least to start with. This is like, if we look across, 7 meters across, 5 meters up. So it's pretty big. Like it's a normal storage unit. Um, we have it in today's world is about that big. Like it's still smaller than this thing. So we don't need to worry too much about that. All right, well, let's get started with same way we built the rail, mesh and circle. But we're going to change this down to 8 vertices again. And we're going to rotate it 22.5 on the base. So that, and you might as well just scale it now to about where I think it's going to be, just something like about that. And then RX90. And that gives us a nice, starting point for the shape of this thing. I wanted it to be octagonal, octagonal, same as the rail, because these are in essence the magnets that drive the thing. So we want the faces to be parallel to that. So let's apply the scale and go in, and we're just going to again delete those 3 edges. And then from there, we're going to select all. We're still in edit mode. E, G, Y. Let's take it back to about there for the length of a car. That seems acceptable to me. Yeah, which is, let's just cut it back down. Let's make it an even 9 meters by 5 meters by 3.5. So it's going to be off a little bit, but that's fine. There we go. We got a nice even construction. Now let's save. Now, unlike the last time, we are going to want a front and back to this thing. So we'll select that and that. And there we have a car. Now we could cover the top too, and we might as well, right? At least to start with. Boom. We're done. We can go home now, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't think we're done yet. I know you're shocked. Let's bevel that in a bit. Kind of keep our form language going. And I think it might be time to solo so we can really look at it and not worry about too much about this stuff. Let's mirror it from the left, which I will probably forget at some point. And now we need to decide just what the heck we're going to do with this thing. And I don't super know yet. I think I want to mirror it front and back too. Set origin to center of mass volume. There we go. Now we should be able to do Y as well. Yeah. And now cool. We can do that. I think that's a good thing. Now, I want to give it some paneling for sure. But again, we kind of want to keep at least some part of this thing magnetically even. That's a complete bullshit word, but in the context of what I'm doing, I think it makes sense. So I'm going to add 3 edge loops here, here, and here. I'm going to select them just on this part here and bevel them like that. Yes. And then I'm going to select these 3 faces. Actually, I don't want to select those 3 faces. Those are the 3 faces I do not want to select. So let's Control I. Oh, yes. Okay, let's give this a shot. Try, see what we get. Let's see what happens if we just do a plate inset from the old random flow. It's looking kind of cool. Actually, looking very cool. Good place to start. Maybe slightly more. Depth of 0.1. Is that too much? Is that too obvious? No, it looks all right. I think that's good. Now let's unmute just to make sure. I'm gonna be going back and forth a lot, I think. Yeah, no, that's looking cool. I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. Wasn't sure about these diagonal lines, but I think they actually work. And then we've still got our center pieces here. And although I didn't do it by intentionally, we did an odd number, so we can do these. Alt-E on normals. Bring them in a little bit. And then plus, and Shift-Q, and plate insets. Let's see what we get out of this. We're not going to want this high. Depth of 0.025. And I think we might need another subdiv or two. Looks cool. We're starting to get kind of deep here, but that's okay. No, I like that. I think that's looking nice. We're going to need to think about linkages soon too. Let's look at this face here, which didn't get cut because it's not a quad. I, Alt S, just S, yes. Bring it in, and GY out or in. I think in. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Now, got a lot of faces. Let's just, because I might not want to do this if I was making something for a game or something, but we can do this. Let's clean our mesh. And it's going to create a whole bunch of n-gons, but I think that's fine. We can obviously cut apart anything we want to reuse random flow on later, but it just cuts down our number of polys tremendously, as you can see. Okay, so this sucker here, is there a hole there? Okay, we don't like that. F, F, shift hide. Okay, I see. Let's see what happens if we apply it and then do it again. Now it's just this line here. 1, Control M, or just M rather. M at last. There we go. Just gonna merge those edges down. And that doesn't matter because it's not there anymore. And Control A, apply. And now if we edit, we should be good, right? Alt hide. Oh, it looks better. It may not be great geometry still, but it looks better. Okay. 3. E, G, Y. Let's bring that forward. And let's mirror it again. And Y. All right. And Alt X just to go to this. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Mirrored. Now we can edit. And SY0. Cool. Flatten it down. Just creating the linkage or something that looks like it could be a linkage. E does that to that. And then let's do one more. I, S, E. Bring it forward like that. So we've got something that feels pretty good for a linkage. Now, I actually want to try something that I'm well, not ready yet. I think I'm going to array it and then apply it and then edit between 2 cars. So that every 2 cars is a section versus every single car, because I want to put some cables and things in there. But right now, it's fine. So first off, these are our doors, right, into our car. Now, we can, probably should, do something to indicate that they slide or open or otherwise do something. And they can't really slide because it doesn't really make sense. Okay, let's apply this again, just so I can easily adjust this. Control bevel, take that out, and then take it down, just to sort of show like, yep, there's a door seam. That's cool. And then we could build a hinge. I'll just do this one because we're going to mirror it anyway with the grid modeler. Out, 4, out, and tab. So we're 4 from the, or 2 from the end, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. That's not exactly correct, but it's close enough for what we're going to do. E, because we're going to fix it and fudge it a bit. Shift hide, hide the whole rest of the car. Grab this one, and E, and bring them out. Then we can bring back our car. And we have doors of a sort. So let's select this edge and bevel them. This is probably overkill for anything I'm going to show in a render, but you know, why not? If we're making a vehicle today, let's make a vehicle. We got the time. It's not a terribly complicated vehicle. So why not? And then, so let's select this edge and this edge again, and W grid modeler. And we're going to increase the scale like that. That's good. And then we'll go here to here, to here, to here, to here, and over here on this one. Oh, yeah, fine. And 5. We should be able to do the same thing on this one. Let's see, hopefully. Grid modeler, and it'll stay the same. Yes, it did. So again, here to here, to here, to here, to here, 5. Yep, reasonably good. 3, Alt E. Oh, let's grab both too. There we go. Alt E along normals and bring it in. Cool. And now we can once again mirror and mirror, and we have doors. Save, and we're in good shape. Now, I'd like to see a few bolts just for interest. Probably not too many, but some. So let's grab these faces here, like that, and that. Actually, 2. Let's X, dissolve edge. Can I? Yes, good. 3. There we go. Looks cool. Shift Q and panel screws, custom, round head, F9, increase the margin just a bit. And looks good. We got a little bit of doubling going on here that I don't like. We can fix that. L, X, vertices. We got some screws. Screw it. Just a little bit of that every once in a while just helps add some subliminal micro detail. And that's what I want here. I kind of wanted one here, here, and here, though. I mean, I could just dupe it, I suppose. Let's see what happens if we do this. And now we select this face, this face, Shift Q, panel screws, round head. Cool. F9 and increase our margins or decrease our margins. I don't want it. I'm just going to grab 2 and then I'm going to use them to tweak around. So that's fine. Tab. And we're just going to delete a bunch of these. Control L, X, vertices. Because really I got the ones I wanted, which were these. L, let's see, go to normal should work, right? maybe. Dot. Yep, should be good. GY. Yeah. GY. Just gonna GX. There we go. Shift D. G. Shift Z. Bring it over here to there. I'm faking it, but it's fine. L. G. Shift Z to there, and then Shift D. G. Shift Z. And there. Now I got some more. I don't want too many here too. L, L, X, vertices, cool. L, G, Shift Z, L, G, Shift Z. Okay. Oh, we could even grab two more up here too. Let's do that while we're doinking around. Let's see. This one and this one. Control L, Shift D, G, Shift Z, L, G, Shift Z. Cool. Save. Lots of screws. We probably won't even notice them, but I could put another one up here too, but eh. I am done with you screws. Screws is, I do want something on this top thing here though. Let's see. Can we, I think once again, we need to apply this just so we can get rid of it. Inset. Inset again. GC. Take it down like that. And what I'm thinking is this might be a maglev connector for lifting it up off the train in an individual car. So you could take this as a storage cart, pull it up with something or other. You know what I'm saying? Control plus and tab, shift Q, plate insets. Something like that. Yep, cool. Now we can again Alt X and mirror it. And do we want it to be symmetrical? I mean, if we don't, we're going to have to start putzing with changing the front and back. Let's go ahead and make it fully symmetrical. And that's fine. Cool. Save again. Digging it. Let's just for funsies bring back our thing, make sure the language is looking the same. I mean, it should be. I think we've got a very similar visual language going on. Yeah, that's looking all right. We've got doors that open. We haven't done any kit bash at all, and that's cool. I mean, not that kit bash is bad, but it's just interesting that we haven't needed to this time, at least yet. We'll see if we end up doing some. Let's inset this here. No, not that much. Inset and then scale. Okay. And then K here to here. And then we can just take this and extrude it. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Am I on the wrong side? I think I am. 7. No, I should be on the right side. Oh. Yeah, I'm on the right side. Only now I've lost other stuff. Undo. Let's get rid of that. Tab. I'm just going to Control A, apply it, and come here and do this again. just because I get confused. No. Scale it. I scale. There we go. K. Knife it across. 7. Is it even? Yep, it's even. 3. E. And come up. And then let's give it inset to there. And then E in slightly. Cool. Yep. And now's the time I'll give it a material too, because I think I want that to be a light. So hull. I know I'm gonna change it, but I don't know what it's gonna be yet. So just to give it something, and plus assign. And yeah, we could give it a light, or we could, well, we'll give it a light for right now. A nice yellow. Okay, and now we can once again mirror and mirror. Save, and we're good. Cool. No, I like that. I think that's neat. This plate here, I'm going to, let's see, can we inset it again? Yes, we can. GZ and bring it down. I don't know why, but you know, why not? And then plus, and let's see, plate inset. Yeah, there we go. Not going to bother creating more. This is maglev, so Butterbee. Hey, so I'll show you what this is from the thing yesterday. So it hovers, but it is on rails also. Does that make sense? So it has no engine on its own, but it is levitated via these magnets on this thing here. Basically, I made the track yesterday, and somebody's like, "Oh, and tomorrow you could make the train," and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I can." I hadn't really thought about doing it, but yeah, I can make the train, so I am. Let's save. So, and it's just going to be, like I said, it's a freight train. So we've got our doors here on the top for putting in manufacturing stuff or mining stuff, probably like a coal car or a water car. Who knows? I don't know what they're mining on this planet yet. I haven't given it that much thought. Probably should, but I have not yet. But I'm digging that. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Just because plain gray. Ooh, yeah. It is completely un-UV'd, so cube projection. And now it is really gross, and the scale is probably off, but we have a material for it. In fact, yes, the scale is off, but I'm almost certainly going to UV it at least one more time. I just kind of wanted to see something on it. Now, did I lose my screws? Where are they? I should, oh, because they're not soloed. They're not part of the thing. Right, let's join those into our mesh real quick. Yeah, yep. Sci-fi is one of those things. It's honestly, it's like a lot of comic book illustration. As long as one part makes sense, people will let you get away with almost anything. Um, you know, and I mean that's fine. That's cool. I like that. Apply. Why is it not joining right? Why is it doing that when I join? That's bizarre. Oh, do they have a mirror on too? Yes, they do. There we go. There we go. That's better. Got our little screws in. I don't think we need any of this front plate. I was debating whether I wanted some, but I do think we might want some kind of like, I don't know, sci-fi plate in setting. It's actually, very how Star Warsian. Let's see, we got solo again. Yeah, now that our screws are built in. And 3. And if I just shift hide everything but that, K, and we cut across, right? Yep. And then, is that enough? Yeah, let's take these. That's weird. Because yes, there are parts inside. Interesting. Now that actually could be really cool. Because now, if I select 3, not that, that's not going to work. Okay. KX. Yep. And KX. That should work though. And we need to do the same on the top. X. And KX. Now, okay. Oh, do we get a double line there? Yeah, we don't want that. It's going to 2 and dissolve that edge. Yes. Okay, and then 3, select these 4 and inset them individually. No. IIS. No. It's going to be bad geo, but I think it's fine. And then E. Bring it out. Cool. Well, I like that. That works. That was definitely something neat. And then we can select these to these. And I. Yes. And then E. And extrude it out even a little further. Okay, that's cool. And then we got to mirror it again. Nice. Little bit of micro detail. Where we at? 34 minutes? Yeah, we're doing great. Honestly, my one hesitation for doing this in a stream is that I'm not sure it's going to take me 90 minutes to make something with this, but we'll do something. We'll keep playing. Are we happy with this now as a basis for our train car? I mean, kinda. Yeah, I think we are. Okay, let's apply that for real then. And Q array. Yes. No. I don't want it to move. I think it moved. What's it do? Let's get rid of this. Actually, just because we're going to tie it together anyway, let's go to relative offset y of 1. So now we know it's exactly connecting 1 to 1. And let's just see, how do we feel about it looking at it coming down here? It might have some problems turning, but we're not going to spend too much time worrying about it. Actually, though, how we could deal with that a little bit better. Let's make it. Is that too far? That might be too far. That could be neat. Yeah, I like that. That seems like a good distance. Come back in. And I could. All right. I think we are going to do this on every one. Just going to make it life easier. We just need to remember. But it's a relative offset, not a physical, not a grumble. Okay. Change my mind again. Now that I'm not going to do them the same. Constant offset. And 11. 11.5. 11.5 seems good. Because now we're going to need to play with it some more. And oh, I was like, what? There we go. Now it's back. Thank you. These are going to be a pain in my ass to cut, so we're not going to. We will just W grid model. And then we'll mirror it again, because I was wrong. I'm not done yet. And 4. Yep. Good. And we'll give this a nice, happy red color. Right? Yep. And we're going to Alt X again. And just make sure, because it does need to be above the array. I'm going to keep it around for a little bit longer. Make sure it didn't mess up our array, but I don't think it did. Nope. And cool. Glowing red means you have a connection, always, right? That's what this means. Shift AC, create cable from here to here. Scale it down. Cool. And then we're going to mirror it around that. Like that. Cool. Yep. And we'll do one more too. Shift AC, create a cable. And this time we'll make it from inside to inside. Scale it way down. Decrease the tension. And then Shift AC, simulate cable. See if it's going to work. Yes. Cool. I like that one. And that one we won't mirror just because it won't look right. And then the top, I don't think we'll do this to the top. So let's take those Q, or sorry, because there's two of them, convert to mesh, and don't have a material I think I want to use for it yet. So let's go with rubber as a good stand-in. Create that. Cool. And now I'll have to remember to join it at the end when I'm sure I'm done making changes to these train cars. For at least the center one. This one I can go ahead and join right now. Right? Except it does put it in the front there, which sucks. But either we just won't show the front car or we'll deal with it later. But now it'll mirror, it'll link every time. And this one, I wonder, can we just, this is, we'd have to redo the array every time. It's not worth it. We will join it together later. But that's fine. Okay, so now, if we come back, yeah, now I feel like it could handle a curve better. Yeah, that's cool. It's too monochromatic right now. Let's just play. Excuse me. And Blender shaders. We go with the classics. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That is not bad. Actually like that better, even without UVing it. That almost feels like a ladder, which is, I mean, it's not, but could be. Yeah, it could be. So let's make it one. Solo it and turn off the array. And this is a site I mirrored it from, I'm almost certain. Shift G, coplanar, look good to me. Yes, it does. Cool. Turn off those. Turn off those. And I don't want individual. And thickness of 0.05, 0.02. Cool. That works. And then E in. And what we got? Yep. Cool. Like that better. 43 minutes. Okay. Yeah, we're doing all right. What else do we want to do to it? I don't think it needs an engine because it's being driven by the maglev. So from my world, it's literally the rails are doing all the work, and I kind of like that. It's more just a dummy system that moves stuff back on a schedule. That's how I want it to be. Yes. Okay. Well, maybe we'll start working on the scene now, and then decide how we feel about it after that. So now, just so we get an idea, let's put a person in here. And I'm gonna, instead of using a stick figure. We'll actually go use a dude. And grab this guy. I don't know why, but see how big he is. He's pretty big. These are not big cars, but that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that looks about right. Scale-wise, I'm liking that. Now let's edit this sucker. Turn off its array. And come down here. And let's see, the center line is 3. So those two are the center. All right, that's our center. Increase it up by 1. Cool. And E. And down. Put that far, because we're going to put it off the ground. Shocking to probably no one. Give it some edge loops. Select it, tab it, Shift Q, and plate and set it. Yeah. Looking good. Just a simple and then beneath that, because we're not done. Yeah. Tab. Let's Shift G, coplanar. Yes. E, scale. E. Take it down. And this one, we're not going to do that too. What we are going to do is plus. Do I have a concrete in here that I brought over? No. Assign. And shaders. Git bash. Concrete. I'll go with this one. There we go. And tab. And let's see where we're at. It definitely needs to be UV'd, but select plus 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 U cube projection. Yeah, it's better. I think it might even want to be a bit bigger. Let's see. 2, Control R, Control B. Kind of match that thing there because I like it. And 3, E, not E, Alt E, faces along normals. And offset even. Plus U cube projection. Okay, that feels acceptable to me. And if I turn back on the array, they're kind of close together, but it's not awful. I'm not totally turned off by it. And yeah, so I'm starting to work on what the scene for this thing is going to be too, just because we might as well spend a little bit of time on that. That'd be fun. And it's going to be water. I know we're shocked. Shift A, mesh, plane, scale it 100. Bring it down. So it's going to be shallow water because this is going to be the ground underneath it. Rotation scale. Not going to be concrete. And let's use Blender Guppy's ground because it seems good. And I'm not sure how much we will see any kind of terrain difference under the water, but let's add a little bit of it just because we can. Tab, W, cool, we are one. We don't need to do this, just that. Shift Q, well, and we'll go back to flat shaded. Shift Q, quick displace, cuts. Let's go with 10 and strength of 1. Maybe even more than that. Strength of 5. Maybe even more than that. 10. Sure. That looks good. And then we'll do one more. We'll quick displace and we'll cut. Strength, we'll set this to 2. And we're going to do cuts 2. So add some detail on top of detail. And yep, still looks good. And we're going to do object, shade smooth. And render and save. And that seems like a good ground. Just to add a little bit of interest. I don't even know that we'll see it because we are going to put a water plane on top of this right now. Day mesh plane. Add a modifier, ocean. And we're going to repeat it 7 times. Sure. And just for right now, I'm going to put it in the center, but based on where we move the camera, we'll move it, or roughly the center. And we want it to be about that high. I think seems about right. Yeah, so see, it's very shallow, at least right now. And we're going to set our, I haven't decided. I might animate it later. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Let's go to 15. 15 is not that big. There we go. And I don't know that it makes a difference, but and 15. Depth is not big. It's less than 10 meters, but we'll set that for accuracy. Cool. And then Seth created. Let's try our ocean with the more detailed spray. Let's see what we get. Yep, that looks okay. Yeah, and you can't even really see the ground yet, but again, that's fine. We're going to get rid of that. And take this, and we're going to increase our fixed count to 30. Give us a much bigger train track now. 30s should be good for, yeah, well, I think we're outside of our camera even, but we'll fix that too. And now let's come through here and actually apply that so that we can take this and join it to that. And now we have all 3. And we didn't get one in the front. Interesting. Oh, that's why. Well, that's cool. Well, do I, as long as I have one on the back. I don't. Oh. undo, and undo again. And this, we still want this to be Alt X that way. No. Turn off array. Okay. Now we should be applied in all ways, right? Yeah, we should be good. So I should be able to mirror it both sides. Either way, doesn't matter. We'll do it this way because we want to then take this and join it. Yes. And now, if we move this up, now we can apply that and turn back on our array. And we have, yeah, all three cables again. And let's make it a 8-car train. That seems like a reasonable amount. And I don't know. I didn't know. I wish there was a way to like all but the first one of these things or something, but there's not really. Although we could, there is kind of something cheesy we could do. No, it's going to mirror it all, so we'll have to decide. It's like I could put a Boolean cut, but that would cut it everywhere too. So we'll decide we can either join them together, which limits our options slightly, or we can just ignore the front car and not worry about it. Because I like having all three. Let's see where we're at again. Oh, excuse me. Tired today. That's looking cool. I think we're going to take our track and GY and bring it forward a whole bunch. Yeah. It's not the most interesting looking yet, but that's okay. I think there is a bit more we can do to increase the visual interest on it, and that's probably a good idea. So let's maybe do that. Turn off the array and solo it again. Now I'm not gonna remirror it, so we'll have to just remember to deal with this stuff on our own. But let's just take some of these panels. Oh, no. Shift G, coplanar. Fine. Yeah, all right, let's just go to flat mode. I just want that. And B, we'll do it this way on this one. Probably better ways to deal with this, but you know, whatever. Cool, got him. Add a new material. And we're gonna assign our yellow to it. A little bit of yellow, cool. Just to give us some color variation. Do a little more too. Grab our rails. Shift G, coplanar. Sure. Shift G, coplanar. Plus, and assign them also to grunge yellow. really like that look on the top, which is unfortunate because I kind of want to change the color of it, but I really dig those. So, um, this here, can we grab these? Uh, yeah, plus, select that whole. No, minus. Just grab these, just those faces. And plus, assign, let's try Dirty Worn Orange now. Get a bit of stripage going on. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I like that stripe, yeah. Cool. Now that answers that question. We're doing that, which means probably, let's do the same for, I did it for that one, right? Yeah. So let's do it for this one as well. Assign, and maybe the doors? I don't really like them. Let's see. I don't want to go too colorful because it's just an industrial thing, but I do like that though. Let's do these bottom ones as well. Assign. Yes. Like that a lot. Cool. And I just want to see what will happen if I do a bevel. Will it freak everything out? It might. It's getting a little bit big. For bevel mod. Let's see. Above the array. I'm not even sure it matters. Do like it though. Can I tell a difference? Let's see. Yeah, I can tell a difference and I do like it. Okay, fine, we'll leave it there. Okay, let's turn back on our array. I like the coloring. I dig that. That is cool. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Let's set up an angle here just to see. C'est photographer. Set the camera to the area Alexa. And we need to set our clip end to like 0.5 kilometer, I think. Should be good. Select our lens to the anamorphique. And a 239 aspect ratio. Do we like it showing more in the front so you can see it's still going, or more like that? I don't know yet. I do like showing the front of the train because otherwise it's hard to tell that it's not just attached, which means we got to make a decision about these cables. Wait, maybe we don't. Let's turn off the array. Maybe I'm being stupid. I am being stupid because there's no, yes, you silly boost. I don't need them doubled. Edit, go away. I'm sure someone's like, Seth, they're already in the back the whole time. Yeah, because they're still in the back. Now the back one's going to have one dragging off the end, but I don't know that I'm ever going to show that. So I don't worry about that. Cool. This should be good. Let's see. Yep. I'm an idiot. Cool. So now we can show that front part. Close the area. How we doing? We're thinking. Mhm. I'm going to tweak the terrain or the thing exactly, the composition exactly in a bit. But in the meantime, I know that I don't need this or this close to the camera. So we can move both of them to like that. That should help us out some. Yep, definitely does. And we can even make our ground bigger because there's no reason not to. It doesn't need to have that. Scale it. We'll make it line to that though. Cool. Save. And let's find ourselves a water HDR. We got two choices. We can either do, I mean, we got lots more. We got more than two choices, but we have two simple choices. We can do a water HDR, or we could do another one and just make sure the edge is below the water line. I don't know what to do. Let's start with a sea view just to see what it's going to look like. And we can always, as I say, change it. Let's go with this one. Add. And we're going to need to rotate it the other way. So we can do something like that. In which case, here's the train being sent stuff back. It's in nighttime. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad shot. I want to do something else to this piece though. And let's see, solo it. Right now, its array is set to constant 9.8. All right. I'll turn it off. Go to it. And I want to add a cable. Here's what I want to check too. Okay. I'm just going to copy this number. Got it. Now turn it back on, count of 2. And there we go. And then I can duplicate the array, count of 15. I should be able to do it just times 2, right? And now I should have that first array doubled. So if I turn off this one, I get those 2. And the reason is I would like to introduce some hanging cables between these 2. So if we apply, we're gonna risk it. We're going to, hops will already apply. I'm not going to change that again. Control A, and then I'll apply the first one. And let's see if I turn the second one on. That's good. Okay, we're all right. So now I should be able to edit. Yep. Shift G, coplanar. Yes. Tab, Shift Q, random cables. Shift Q, random cables. Origin seed. Okay, there we go. Now we have some. That's hanging way too far down. Like that. And F9, and we're going to make our bevel thickness 0.025 to make them thicker. And now let's just see what happens if I wonder what would happen if we did an array of these things, add an array, and no relative offset, and a constant offset of that times 3. Now we're going to get every, yes. Cool. I don't, is that overkill? No, I think that's all right. I wish they weren't 100% mirrored, but I'll live with it. Excuse me. And it's going to be rubber to start with. My audio just clicked. Hopefully everything's all right. Let me know if you can't hear me, or if that's not an improvement. Cool. Doesn't look like it's lining up though. Do I have another one on that I'm not aware of? I bet you I do. On this one, the 0. There we go. Yeah, cool. Fun with arrays. And I'm liking it. I just want to show one more thing that might be kind of cool, because we're getting near the end and we're doing all right. Where'd my dude go? No, he's still up there. And I like that. He's going to stay up there. Maybe we can see him a little bit better. Bring him forward. So he's like that. Yeah. Just make sure he's not cutting into anything for other angles. No, he's good. Cool. Okay. Riding shotgun. And we're going to parent him to our training object. does not duplicate him, just parent him. So now GY, yes, he rides a train. And let's throw in some arrays are the devil. No, I love arrays. Let's do some motion blur. That'll be fun. So let's say we are at frame 50 here, just so I know where I want to be. And we are going to insert a location. We don't really need a rotation keyframe because we're not going to change the rotation of it. Going to insert a location keyframe. Then we're going to go back to 0 and GY and take him off of thing and insert a location keyframe. Now we're going to select these two keyframes. We got to go over to dope sheet. I don't think we can do it from here. Dope sheet, key, and interpolation. Or not, is it Shift, Control Shift E, Shift E, extrapolation. Yep, constant linear extrapolation. Now, if we go back to, we just hit space. Chugga, 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 chugga. Woohoo! And the reason we set it at 50 is that's the frame that we want our shot to be at. So we made sure that we knew where, although we could move it around, but that'll be a good place for that. And we're going to come over here to exposure in photographer. And we are going to affect motion blur, which means we need to enable motion blur. And we are going to set it to 1/60th because that is usually a good filmic motion blur. And we're not going to be able to tell anything until we do a test render. But let's just see where we're at, what it looks like. Let's add a focal point of our dude just cause. Excuse me. 23 meters. Yep. And let's decrease our depth of field to 1.8. Just a real shallow depth of field. And now once you get them, they're amazing. But yeah, they can be a bit tricky to make work the way you want. And when you start arraying around a curve, they become very, very necessary. So the minute you want to make your train with 200 cars follow a curving train track up a mountain, then you'll want an array. I mean, you can just follow curve and model each one, but it gets to be annoying. Says the guy who did that for Snowpiercer once, and yeah. Okay, so let's just do a render now. This is going to be a test render. We'll cut it off, but I just want to see what our thing looks like. You're thinking, you're synchronizing. We're not going to let this go all the way because it's probably going to take it a little while, but we want to check the blur on it. Woohoo! Render motion blur. Actually, the dude gets a little bit weird, but the motion blur looks kind of cool. And we can adjust the speed if we want to. But that's kind of a neat shot. I don't think we may not want the dude for this shot if we're going to do the motion blur. Again, once you get to curves, then that's the juice. It's good, but yes, they can be frustrating. I'm not even going to try to argue that one. They can certainly be frustrating. Let's turn off our worker for right now. And maybe let's find a slightly different keyframe. I think that might be a better shot, actually. I did like the blur, though. Let's see again. we can try one other thing with the blur that could be kind of neat. Yeah, that will work nicely. Cool. I'm pleased with that. Let us go to our camera and do the exact same thing. So we're going to set our keyframe here. We'll just go 50 again. Well, 52 is fine because that's we're going to like use it. And we're going to this one. And this one we will do a location and a rotation. And then we're going to go back to origin. And we're going to move our camera. GY. Yeah, are we in normal still? Jesus. Okay. GY. GX. GY. And rotate to like that. We're not going to see this shot, but just to get us a, and then here I insert location and rotation. So now if we hit play, everything is moving together. And I think we'll have a little less lens blur on the camera because it's matching our train pretty close, although not exactly. So camera, let's again take this one and Shift E, linear extrapolate to. So let's see where it takes us if we go. Cool. See how you got to make the sound effects? It's a requirement. And F12. This is how I started, how I got into the little bit of animation knowledge I know. It was not to do animation, it was just to add in motion blur to spaceships. I was like, I got to handle animating things so it knows where it is. Yeah. And that might be, even though that's an accurate to film, we may want to slow it down a little bit. So we have a little less motion blur, just so the shot looks a little bit more clear, but we still want some. For when you're doing stills, you can play with that a bunch. When you're doing actual animating, you don't, it's like, what's the rules? I can't remember exactly because I just remember it for this, but for, you want to go no more than twice or half the number should be no more than twice the lens of the camera or the speed of the camera. So, or the frames per second, the frames per second. So 24 frames per second, your motion caps, yeah, but motion blur shutter speed should be no more than twice. So 60 or 50. If you go faster than that, it starts to look um, soap opera-y again, or like high frame, that silly little stabilization TVs do that sucks balls. Let's try to let's go a little faster. So we're at 60. Let's take it to like um, 1/250th, which again we could do for still. Let's see. Yeah, it's better. So now we got some motion blur, but it's subtle. Like it's there. It's definitely happening, but it doesn't feel overpowered to me. And maybe let's bring our dude back and see if once we've slowed it down, if we can have him on there because he was cool. Otherwise, we'll just do him in a still later. But let's bring him back and see what he gets. I don't hate him there. I kind of like that. I kind of like the lighting. I don't like this here, so we're gonna need to tweak that a bit. And we've got time, so let's go. But yeah, I'm gonna leave him on for right now. So saith I. Shading 0. And we got to be here so we can see what we're doing. And we want to go to world. We're going to adjust our vector. And we're going to map it z.5. Yep, there we go. May even be a little too much. Can we go with less? 0.02 seems good. Cool. And while we're at it then, if we're going to do this one, we can edit here and pick the 8K because we're on the 1K right now. And for whatever reason, it loses all of my changes when I change it in the app. That's annoying. 8K and 8K. At least it's fast to do. Okay, so we got that. We got that. Oh, we want to go over here. It also changes no matter what I have before. It always changes my miss pass to 5 and 25, and I want it 0 and 200 because of the way I have my compositors set up. And shrink it down. Take a look. See how sexy it is. Let's turn this back to timeline just because. Yeah, yeah. Camera. Okay, now we're getting some of that fine glare. Looking cool. It won't be that much in the thing, but looking good. Water's looking cool. I mean, I'm digging it. Let's do another shot. We can set one up right now with a new camera. Can I just create a new camera? Shift A. I forget how to just add a new camera. Normally I always just copy on camera. Add a new camera because I don't really want to keep any of the stuff from the existing one. Yeah. Worker. Come to here. Control 0. Select him. Okay. So now the blur just looks this big because it's small here. It'll be less when we get to it, which is good because this is kind of intense right now. And we'll probably do that shot later, but where do we want it? I'm just trying to find something a little different from the last shot. And this one is going to not have animation to it. No exposure. I think motion blur should be turned off. Otherwise I'll have to cheat it. Every once in a while it gets weird on me. Camera, Arri Alexa. Yes, okay. I do have to reset all the lenses now because I didn't copy them. Anamorph. Lens is 50. That's fine. And a resolution. It should be fine. It seems like it is. Yes. Okay. And let's go into like 85. Yeah. Control save. Let's just make sure that this one is not lens blurring. And then we'll stop. lens blurring, motion blurring. It shouldn't be. Yeah, that bastard. All right, well, it's fine. We can fix it. Sometimes these are lens settings, and sometimes I feel like they're entire affect motion blur because motion blur's on, but we're going to set it to just like 1/8,000th of a second. Let's see. And we're just going to let it go until we make sure it's working, and then we'll stop it. If I need to change the other one, it was 1/250th of a second. I'll have to go back. Looking good. I didn't set the depth, but we're definitely not getting lens anymore. So just got to fix the depth. Focus. Focus. 23 meters. Yep, there we go. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to call it because we're at 91 minutes and it's getting really hot in here and I want to turn my fan on because I don't have air conditioning in my office room and it's warm. So I'm going to call it for today, post up some pictures later on this morning, and I will be back again on Monday. We'll figure out what we're doing then. I don't know, but it'll be cool. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be cool. Thanks for hanging out with me. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. And hopefully I'll see you again later. Okay, take care, everybody.